Oh, there's way more to that class than I remembered.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the Craft Beer Republic. Thanks for drinking. Thanks for joining. I'm Greg, and that is the timing chain to my master cylinder, and that's Flex. What's up, big fella?
I don't even know what you're saying here.
Car stuff.
Yeah, I just knew I needed to get one of those fixed.
Yeah. And you did, finally.
Yeah, finally.
4 or 5 months later.
7 weeks later.
Yeah. But you got your car back.
Yeah, after 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, he's a whole man again. But alas, not a car show.
Yeah.
Not
Long
a
story
car
short, don't buy Audis.
Hey, how dare you? Oh, crap. I know. Flex is telling me all the horror stories of owning an Audi out there, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
It'd
It's
be
great.
bad.
It's great.
It's great till it's not. It's great till it's not. Anyways, beer stuff. Let's see. Follow us at Craft Beer Republic, at FlexMeBeer_s in between. Lots to get to today. Hey, our good friend Erica left us a voicemail from vacation. I'm very
that's
excited.
nice. Where is she now? Like the Taj Mahal?
Yes, the Taj Mahal. She's climbing Mount Everest. She's doing all the things. So we'll get to that. I did some research that I'll talk. In fact, my beer came from said research.
Okay.
We got some booze news, all of that good shit. Shout out to our top listening city of last week, and that was Ashburn, Virginia. What's up, Ashburn?
Ooh.
I don't know anything about Virginia. It's not West Virginia.
At least, I was just going to say, at least it is not West Virginia.
Yeah, so you got that going for you.
Which
Way
I
to
did.
go.
I did have to Google a little geography since we're heading to Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
I needed to make sure I was far enough from West Virginia that I wouldn't get killed.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Are you far enough?
Yeah,
Just-
where Louisville is, because it's like essentially like right over the border from Ohio, like Cincinnati.
Okay.
It's very close. It's like an hour drive, hour 20 minutes. So we're still a good distance away from West Virginia. So
Okay. Glad to hear it.
yeah, I don't think they could walk fast enough. I think by the time they, because I don't think they drive cars there.
No. But horses can travel pretty well.
Yeah, I thought they ate the horses.
Well, that's after the horses get tired. They ride for a while,
Okay.
then everybody gets hungry.
Yeah.
So
So regardless, I don't think they.
yeah.
I did the math. They can't get there in time to when we get there and we leave.
That's good. I mean,
So-
but first they'd have to hear you put down the mash paddle from all the moonshine they're making. Let their cousin wife know they're going to leave the house.
Meanwhile, they're just speaking in tongues because they don't
Right,
even
yeah.
speak English.
Let all their nephew sons know. And by the time they mounted old glue stick, they'd be hungry. It's time to eat the horse. So you're safe either way. Is what I'm
Okay.
getting at. Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you did the math too. All right.
Yeah. Did the white trash math.
Damn it.
But hey, Ashburn, you are not on that side of Virginia.
Definitely
so
not. Thanks for listening.
thanks for listening. Jesus, we're all going to die. If you don't mind, I'm going to talk about my beer. It leads into a story.
Yeah, please do.
Oh, yeah. I am drinking Casa Agria Space Craze Hazy IPA.
Space, huh?
Space Craze. 6.5%. Has a 391 on Untapped.
That chick's
1,500 ratings.
Chick's hot.
Oh, on the can, the space chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd hit it. Stuck my dick in the can earlier.
Damn it.
Were we just talking about Dixon
I
cans?
sent you the picture of the poppy can.
That's right. This is something about being juicy or something. Yeah.
I might have deleted the picture, but
It's for the best. Yeah. Anyways.
It wasn't. I'm sorry. It wasn't my dick in a can.
No.
Yeah,
It was definitely not. It was the can, and it said something provocative on the back, and I can't remember what. Anyways, this beer, they say, launching from Oxnard, California, is Space Craze, an out-of-this-world hazy IPA blasted with select U.S. and Southern Hemisphere hops for a juicy expedition to the outer depths of flavor. Notes of nectarine, passion fruit, and pineapple guide you into the unknown. On the nose, buds. It's real light nose. I am getting what I think is passion fruit and some citrus, which is probably the nectarine. But for my...
Nectarine's not citrus?
What is nectarine?
Stone fruit?
Oh, yeah, stone fruit. I'm a dumb. Some sort of citrus on the nose. We'll call it not nectarine.
Noctarine.
Nectarine. All right, for my next trick, I'm going to fuck up the flavor profile. Okay, that is delicious. Passion fruit, not nearly as big on the tongue, but I am getting the stone fruit. And still getting a lot of citrus. Pineapple, a little bit. They talked about pineapple in this group. A little bit of pineapple, but really getting the stone fruit and some citrus in there. And I mean, look at the fucking color on this bad boy.
That's wonderful.
It is perfectly hazy.
And at 6.5%, that has got to be just solid.
It is a fucking daddy.
Oh, daddy.
Daddy. This is so good. We all know I love Casa. Anybody who asks me, hey, like, where's the best hazy in Ventura County? Go to Casa. They always have the best hazies, which is hilarious because Casa Agria means house of sours.
Oh, is that what Agria means?
Oh, yeah, it's sour. They do sours and they do great sours, but I think as sours became more expensive and difficult to produce, they kind of shifted a little bit.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so now it's Casa Hazy. I don't know. But the other problem with the sours is they can't really have a lot on tap because of the lines. So if you go in the tap room, like you can buy some bottles because they're, for the most part, I don't know if all of their beers or all their sours are, but for the most part, they're wild fermented. So like you can't just have that shit everywhere. So you can buy bottles, but it's hard to buy a bottle of a beer you've never tried before, especially when the bottle's like $25 because it's a wild fermented sour, you know? So if I could try it on tap, I'd probably buy all the bottles. But it's not what they have on tap.
Usually when it comes to a bottled sour, I don't even need to try it. I'll just buy it.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little more cautious. The wife is the same way because she loves sour. She's like, oh, you got a wild fermented sour? Yeah, I don't care. Husband, get your credit card out.
Right.
Yeah. So anyways, this is delicious. This came from a little beer research I did last week with intern Brian.
Oh.
Yeah.
Brian sent me some Casa Agria when I beat him in the World Cup bet.
That's right.
Yeah.
We had a little boys' day out. It was me, intern Brian, and Marty the Brew Pup.
Was it Saturday? Because I hear Saturdays are for the boys.
I believe it was a Saturday.
Damn.
Now that you say it, yes. We went out with the wives and went to, my wife's nieces do the whole dancing thing. My wife. The nieces do the dancing thing, and I've said it on the show before, I believe, which is if you're an adult male and you don't have children there, like your own children, and you want to be there, you should be arrested on the spot.
Yeah, that's weird.
It weirds me out. I feel so like I want to support them, and her nieces are really good dancers, especially the older one who's going to college for dance now, has been accepted to some prestigious place, and I love to support them, but having to watch all the other children too, it creeps me the fuck out. They have like the pageant.
Does it really?
Yes.
Oh, my kids, they've done dance for the last 4 or 5 years now. And like having to sit through the recitals when your kid has like a dance or two out of 18. I don't feel weird at all. I just
I'm bored out of my mind, but it also creeps me out.
Because there's like some older kids, right? They have like the competitive dance classes.
Sure. And the older niece is in that competitive and all that stuff.
Yeah. So like when you get to see those older groups, like you really respect how much work. And also like some of these kids dance like, 7 or 8 different routines.
Oh, totally. The older niece did like 12 routines in one show.
Yeah. Fucking crazy.
She's in like every other dance and she's nuts and she's great. And yes, the older I'm going to say kids in quotes, are much more fun to watch. But there's also a ton of the little kids coming out, and they have like the pageant makeup on.
Yeah.
They look like bobbleheads. It creeps me the fuck out. I don't like watching them. They're always in like, bikinis or almost bikinis. And,
oh, really?
And here's where I'm going to sound like a really old guy. Like, they're always dancing to songs where I'm like, I know the meaning of this song. Do you know the meaning of this song?
Oh, that's weird. Oh,
it weirds me out.
Yeah, you're making the sound very weird.
And like all the teachers are about our age, maybe, and some of them are younger. So we'll say like our age, 30s to our age. And it's like, I know everyone here knows what these songs mean. Not to like sound like my mom when she'd catch me listening to rap and like tell me to turn it off or whatever. But it's like, this is not, I don't want to see you shaking your ass to this song.
Yeah. I can understand where you're going with that. Like, it's cute for the parents who have the kids in the show.
Exactly. And if I could just see an entire show of only the nieces, I'm in. Go watch them. Great. They're good. No problem. But anyways, all that to say, I was excused from having to go to this show. And so Deb went to this show as well, because not only does Deb know the wife's nieces, but she also has another friend who's got a daughter in it. So they did a whole thing. They went and had happy hour. Then they went to the dance. Brian and I went and we had lunch, and we hit up some breweries. We hit up Poseidon Brewing.
Ooh.
Hadn't been there in forever. Here's the thing. I will say Poseidon's old school. They're solid. You know what you're getting. If I can have one complaint, they've been on the show. They're friends of the show. My one complaint with Poseidon is they don't ever change things up. Their tap list has looked exactly the same for like the last 10 years.
Come on.
And it's like, all right, you can't have all cores, have a few cores.
Yeah, like flagships are cool and all, but
don't have only flagships.
Yeah,
and it's not like they have a short tap list. They just have the same fucking short or long tap list that they've had for a long time. So I'm just like, hey guys, you do good work. Mix it up into some other good work.
Yeah, experiment a little.
Right. So went there, had a flight, went to Casa, obviously. We went to Bottle and Pint, which is like a shop where you get whatever you want, and had some beers there. Later in the day, we actually ended up at Coley and Nick's house, had some barbecue, had some more beverages, that kind of stuff. Finally, the wives met up with us, picked us up because we've been drinking all day.
So smart.
Yeah, so it worked out. It worked out perfectly because they came over like, yeah, come over to Coley and Nick's house. You guys can eat. It's not because we need a ride home at all. It's so you guys can come over and eat and say hi to everybody. And, Nick had a brisket on, that kind of thing. So
nice.
Worked out perfectly. We got the drink, and then we got the brisket, and then we got a free ride home.
That is a top-notch evening.
Yeah, so it worked out well. And I got this Casa as part of my research.
Well, you're the real winner here, Greg.
Yeah, it's true. I'm living life the right way.
Ice pack and all.
We don't need to talk about the ice pack that I literally am sitting on right now because my low back hurts so fucking bad.
Oh, boy.
So fucking old. People keep telling me I should stop wakeboarding and I should start like surfing instead. And it just looks so fucking boring.
Really?
Like surfing behind the boat.
Like surfing looks cool.
Behind the boat, not in the ocean.
Oh, wait. What?
Yeah. Like you can surf behind a boat if the boat puts out a big enough wake. And it just looks really fucking boring to me.
Because you're not jumping.
Yeah, you're just standing and maybe doing a spin.
Riding the wake?
Yeah, you're just riding the wake. Maybe do a little spin-a-rooney or something, but that's
easy
about
there,
it.
Easy there, Booker.
Yeah, 5-time. But I wanna go fucking hit some jumps on the wake, even if I can't walk for a week afterwards. Hashtag worth it.
More power to you.
Yeah, it'll put me in a wheelchair by the time I'm 45, I'm sure, but worth it. Anyways, do any research lately? You get out of the house?
Oh, man. Have I got out of the house? No, I haven't.
All right, that's fair.
No. Oh, yeah, I lied.
Just kidding.
I just said, was it last show, that I went with my kids to Eagle Park?
Oh, yeah.
Right? I didn't even get to talk about this. This was really, really interesting. So, I've been on like this seltzer drinking diet kick, whatever. So they had their anniversary party back, it was like Father's Day, the Saturday before Father's Day. Didn't go to that because I worked, but when I stopped in, they had these seltzers that they brewed with soft serve ice cream.
Interesting.
And it was very interesting. And it was almost like unappealing.
Yeah, a little bit.
My friend bartender, I don't know if he did this on accident because we had talked about it while I was ordering, but he poured a bad can.
Oh.
You know, like it overflowed in the glass. So he got this customer a different can and poured that one very nicely. Next thing you know, I have this glass of soft serve ice cream brewed seltzer sitting in front of me. Just cleaned it up, and it was watermelon lime seltzer brewed with soft serve ice cream. And let me tell you, Greg.
Tell me.
It was fucking delicious. Like
really?
100% delicious.
Because it sounds weird.
I would recommend, as he did, to serve it over ice. And it kind of took away from like the consistency because it was a little bit on the thick side. Like it would make for a good dessert drink. You know, you finish dinner, have a little bit pour of this and just, you know, kind of wash everything out. It was phenomenal. So I only had the watermelon lime. They do have two other ones that will only be there as long as they still have the cans because it was like a specialty brew for the anniversary.
Okay. Plus you don't want to put that shit in lines. Yeah.
The other one was pineapple fluffy whip. And then the Specto Cooler that I drink, the orange one, the Ecto Cooler Nostalgic. They did that one with the soft serve, which I didn't try that either. So I'm hoping to make it back. They still have the cans. Either try them out or just fucking buy them, try them at home. So
sounds interesting. I mean, I would try it, but it sounds not appealing at first.
You should have seen my face when he was telling me about them. It was like I wanted to try one so bad, but I just kept reading the descriptions on these beers and I just couldn't get myself to, or the seltzers, and I couldn't get myself to order it.
Like the more I read, the less I want it.
And he just kept saying, you got to try one before you leave. You got to try one before you leave. Like I said, lo and behold, he poured a bad pour. And it just so happened to show up in front of my plate.
Hate when that happens.
It's the worst. And I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Sure. Something like that.
Yeah. That's what they say.
All right. Well, I guess I'll be on the lookout for soft serve seltzers.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be a thing. I don't know.
Maybe it's the latest trend.
Maybe.
Like sour IPAs never were 6 years ago.
But what he was telling me too is because, you know, my whole thing with beer now, right? It doesn't work well with my gut.
Oh.
Like digestion.
Yeah.
Just
bloating.
Like the whole thing. I don't know, getting older.
Sucks that it tastes good.
Right. Like it's the worst. And I never thought in my wildest dreams, like, hey, I would really have to cut back on beer.
Yeah. Same.
Biggest load of irony I've ever heard. He said the head brewer there had recently been having issues and is like medically diagnosed where like he can't drink beer now.
Oh, was he like gluten free now or something?
I didn't go into detail on what, you know, the diagnosis was.
Yeah.
But yeah, a head brewer of a brewery that he partially owns can't drink beer anymore.
That's insane. I mean, he's got to be able to at least like quality control it, right?
I'm assuming like maybe sips or try stuff, but
no getting hammered on it or anything.
Right.
That'd be rough.
Crazy. Somebody call Alanis Morissette. Get her new song
on. Wow. All right. Well, not drinking ice cream seltzers, but drinking a lot is our friend Erica, who went on vacation. Flex, this one's really going to relate to you. And got a little hydrated. So let's check in with her.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hi, it's Erica from also Craft Beer Republic. And I'm in Alaska with my family. Hey! And there's 17 of us. Some of us are here right now. And we're in Alaska, and we're drunk in Alaska. And it's not legal to be drunk in Alaska, but we are outlaws. Everybody that's an outlaw say, hey! Hey! So that's all I have to say. But just...
you should try something.
You should try it sometime. There's no repercussions. All right, so far. We got 2 more days. All right, peace out for being drunk in Alaska.
Man, this dates back to like episode 1 of Craft Beer Republic.
It has been debunked.
Yeah. My favorite thing ever was Flex drunk in Alaska. I am not drunk in Alaska.
How else do you act not drunk?
Right. Except super suspicious.
Well, you enunciate and you use great diction.
Right.
Diction? Is that the word?
Something. I am definitely not drunk here in Alaska. I also like...
Damn it.
I also like how she introduced herself. It's very Troy McClure. Hey, I'm Erica. You may know me from such shows as Craft Beer Republic. No, the drunken Alaska thing, it just reminded me of the South Park episode with Stan's gay dog. And they're Big Gay Al's Big Gay Animal Sanctuary.
Yeah, but they're also playing like the football game. Like the kids are playing like tackle football in 2nd grade.
Mm-hmm.
And out of nowhere, they have these random Asian announcers.
Oh, I don't remember this part.
And the Asian announcers are like making cracks at Americans. And, because Trey Parker and Matt Stone, they're hilarious. And they always have pushed the envelope since day one. They have these super hard Asian accents for these announcers. And when they do these American accents, they're like very proper and enunciated like to the fullest, and like the contrast of the accents it's too great.
So like drunk Alaskans,
right? When they make fun of the Americans, they're like, I think I'll use my credit card, and then the announcers just laugh because it's making fun of Americans,
right?
That's what it just makes me think of, though. Like if you're trying not to sound drunk, what do?
Yeah.
You talk like that,
You talk like you are not drunk. Well, I'm glad to see there's no repercussions for being drunk in Alaska. And for those who may be new listeners or something, we've talked many a time about how in Alaska, what is it, like 36 ounces per day is your limit on beer?
I think it's even less than that.
Is it less than 30? Yeah, it's some insane amount, but there's actually no way to keep track of it. Like they don't mark your hand that says you've had 12 ounces.
But it's illegal to, which I know, there's like gray area here because we've talked about this. It's illegal to appear intoxicated. I believe that is the law.
Yeah. And it's also illegal on the serving side. Like you can't serve more than, whatever ounces.
Yeah. Mind blowing.
Weird. Fucking Alaska is weird. Well, thanks, Erica, for calling in with your breaking news report.
I have another friend going to Alaska later this year, so we can have two little test rats that go to Alaska, and they'll let us know what's up.
Please slip said friend our number 805-538-BEER and have them call in while drunk in Alaska.
Will do. Kevin, get the number. Write it down.
Yeah, Kevin. God damn it! Write down the number. All right, before we get to some news, let's get to what Flex is drinking over there.
Okay.
In a world where craft beer is king, a world where muscles are bigger than growlers, only one tongue can guide us. One man, one tongue, one tongue jobber. In this world, we must find out what is Flex drinking.
All right. Well, beer number 2 on Flex's Kids picked this out.
My favorite.
They were pointing at a couple Trillium beers. And because it was a couple weeks ago, I had a Trillium beer.
Yeah, 2-3 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah, and I really didn't want to do another one for this, just be like, hey, I just had it.
But at least if they're going to go hype, they went like a good hype.
Right. Like, apparently they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like
they've learned from dad.
It's kind of bizarre. Maybe I trained them right. Maybe I trained them wrong. I don't know. Only time will tell.
Yeah.
But they saw the name of this beer, and then they said, okay, now you got to get this one. And imagine yourself as like a 10-year-old kid, and this beer is called Lil Space Booties. I don't think that they understand the term booties is,
not a butt.
right.
Yeah.
So when you're 8 and 10 years old, that's fucking funny to see booties on a can.
Right. A little space butt.
Right. So I'm drinking more brewing companies, little space booties. So I had one of these similar beers a couple weeks back. It was at the Root, is it Forbidden Root? Something like that. The botanical beer, remember the double dry hop pale ale?
Oh, yes. That was a little
Super
too
hoppy.
botanically.
Yes, very too hoppy for pale ale.
Yes.
So Little Space Booties here is a double dry hopped session pale ale.
Mm.
And I was almost hesitant again on buying this beer,
Yeah. Fool me once.
but it's for the kids.
For the children.
It is for the children. So this is a Citra and Galaxy hopped pale ale, 5.5%. I do have the Untapped here. It is a 3.2 thousand ratings, 3.95, which is pretty solid for, I would say, a style like this.
Yeah.
And they say about as much as the can does. Session pale ale with Galaxy and Citra hops, a baby version of our DDH double space boots, which maybe I've had. I don't know. I can't remember. So on the nosebuds here, it's hoppy. It's very hoppy.
Enough said.
I'm not really picking up any fruit notes. It's just shit ton of hops, man. These double dry hops, they're killing my nose now. All right. So now without further ado, just dive in with the old tongue jabber.
It's the moment we've all been waiting for.
So this is good. Again, I'm really not getting too many notes. It's very herbaceous beer, lots of hops for the 5.5%. Super light bodied. Drinks great. Little low end bitterness on the back end here. Let me just take one more sip.
Further research required.
Yeah, just big time, like green, just real green tasting beer. It's not as hoppy as the double dry hop pale ale I had a couple of weeks back, 4 weeks back, 5 weeks back.
It's probably a good thing.
It is. There's a little lingering here on the tongue. It's not horrid, but again, if it's double dry hopped, it's something you expect. It's just really weird, really bizarre coming from a pale ale, So, bought a single can of this. Pretty psyched at it.
It worked out for you.
Right. Would I drink this if somebody bought it for me? Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Would you buy a 4-pack?
Would I buy a 4-pack? I probably would not.
Fair enough. I should say that my beer, I was forced to buy a 4-pack because it's straight from the brewery. So,
well,
but I'm also glad I did.
Yeah, I was going to say, you kind of lucked out on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it was a safe bet.
So more, I've never had an issue with more. Like they do really great milkshakes, actually. If you can ever come across one of their milkshake IPAs, they're to die for. This one, like I said, it's good. It's just these overhopped pale ales. I feel like pale ales shouldn't be like this.
That's what IPAs are for.
Right? That's what exactly. Just brew an IPA.
Yeah. All right.
You're killing my vibe here.
Killing my tongue. All right, little news before we get out of here. I was recently talking to somebody about the status of Anchor Brewing. They got bought out like a year and a half ago, whatever it was.
Came out with that cool video.
Right. It's like, we're going to redo and resurface and we're going to come back and blah, blah, blah. And then like nothing ever happened again. So I went digging because I was like, well, if we're talking about it, then maybe other people want to know. Found an article from actually just a couple weeks ago. This former Anchor Brewing employee, Patrick Michael. Ooh, 2 first names. Can't trust him.
I have 2 first names.
Oh, that's right. You kind of do.
Yeah.
Flex is a first name. So yeah. Can't trust you.
Damn.
He told the San Francisco Standard, which recently wrote about the deafening silence around the resurrection of the brewery in the wake of the buyout. The Standard shared this from recent visits to the brewery site. There have been no public announcements on what's next, and the facility is largely bereft of activity other than a skeleton crew of maintenance workers. The outlet reported that the new ownership group received a permit to brew beer in February of this year from the ABC. Local businesses also shared that the group has requested quotes on restoring the building's exterior. However, many former employees have moved on, and restarting the brewery will be no small feat the longer it sits idle. Interesting that they have some maintenance crew there still working. I mean, obviously you gotta upkeep it, but also like you're paying these people and you're not making any money at all.
Interesting. And
what
could they be cleaning if nothing's being done?
Well, maybe it's landscaping. I mean, who knows?
I guess you're right. You're right.
Could be anything.
Or maybe they're fixing up the place.
Yeah, who knows? Or just keeping things dust free, or
maybe they're just maintaining.
Yeah. The nation's most okayish beer is going to Michigan. Yuengling is on its way to Michigan. The long-expected expansion will begin with a draft rollout in bars and restaurants in southeastern Michigan on August 11th, with packaged beer expected to hit off-premise retailers in September.
I would say it's bizarre because I'm pretty sure Michigan touches Ohio. And Ohio is where Yuengling, or is Yuengling Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania, I believe.
Pennsylvania.
Yes, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Okay. But so I actually looked this up on Untapped because something about Yuengling came up on a notification. And I know they signed that thing with Molson Coors.
Yeah,
years back to
like 5 years ago or something.
Right, to expand, right, their distribution.
And it was real vague on the details. Like, are they getting bought out? Are they injecting some cash? What's the deal?
Yeah, so I went to the Find a Beer on Untapped, and I did Yuengling. Yeah. Where can I find Yuengling around me? Nowhere within 50 miles can I find Yuengling.
Yeah, it's nowhere out here.
But once you go over the border into Illinois, boy, you can get that shit anywhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, they really seem to just go state by state, like one little step at a time.
Yeah, so maybe one day it'll get here. And again, it's just okay stuff, but
it's the most okayish beer in the country.
It's very okay.
It's very okay. I had one when I was in Florida. I saw it on the menu and I was like, hey, I got to have it. I'm here.
I got one at that old timey diner at
in Chicago?
No, the old timey diner in Disney.
Oh, in Disney.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? It's on the menu. I could use a beer. It's like 90 fucking degrees out.
Yeah.
And I took a sip and I said, man, it's okay. Yeah. Why do people talk so much about this? It's pretty okay.
I think so much of what people talk about is just the fact they can't get it.
Or is it the fact that it's like the oldest brewery?
I mean, it's definitely got like a storied history to it, but I think if it was everywhere, people wouldn't give a shit.
I don't know. It's a weird issue, like thing. I feel like if it was everywhere, I feel like it would be even bigger because of the history.
I mean, maybe. I'm sure no matter what, it'll always be big in Pennsylvania because that's where they're from, that sort of thing. But I feel like if it was nationwide, every state had it. I think there would be an initial like, oh, we finally got Yuengling. And all the beer nerds would, kind of come a little bit and then go get their Yuenglings. But once that wore off, I think people would actually stop caring.
But here's my argument. I feel like it goes beyond beer nerds. Because when I went I had a buddy who had a bachelor party in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Best bachelor party I've ever been to, for the record.
Mm.
And we stopped at a liquor store before actually going to where the bachelor party was, because it was actually out in Lake Erie on an island. And every single person except for me had purchased a case of Yuengling. And these are guys who weren't craft beer guys. They weren't beer guys in general, but they knew of where we were. They knew of what they could get, and they got it. And some guys even bought a second or third case to have extra to take home after the party.
See, but based on what you just said, I'd imagine that if those guys had it at home, they wouldn't have done that.
See, and I feel like I could disagree. Or at least if they had it here, it would be in every other purchase. Like, oh, hey, maybe they get a case of Miller Lite this time, and then the next time they get a Yuengling, and then so on and so forth.
I mean, sure, it's going to be some people's go-to. It's going to be their standard, whatever crap beer. But I think overall the hype would die down quite a bit if it was everywhere.
You and I would think with taste buds.
Yeah, that's right. Once you had enough of it, it just tastes like another macro lager. Right. Oh no, don't shoot me.
Shocker.
I know.
Big shocker.
Yeah. I don't know.
I would rather drink High Life. Just saying.
It's half the price.
It's delicious.
Yeah. Tastes about the same.
I think it's better.
I wish I could get it. Now I want to do a side-by-side. High Life and
I would love to help you out, but I can't even get it.
I know you can't. If anybody wants to help us out with this science experiment, please reach out.
Yeah. Do a little domestic taste test.
Yeah, a little shit beer science. All right, let's get on with this. Texas governor vetoes the hemp ban. We've been following this a little bit. Texas has this weird loophole, which I discovered when I was in Austin earlier this year, where like they can still do like the Delta 9, basically anything hemp derived, but like weed's illegal, and all that kind of stuff. And then there was this big bill to ban all of that, finally close all these loopholes. But there's also a big hemp industry outside of the high parts of it in Texas, like clothing, paper, that kind of stuff. Anyways, Texas Governor Greg Abbott has vetoed a bill that would have banned intoxicating hemp products in the state, sending the hotly debated issue back to the legislature through a special session tasked with producing strict, fair, and legally sustainable regulations. This seemed like it was going to pass, and no hemp at all was going to be legal in Texas, but looks like last minute that didn't happen. Maybe the governor likes to get high.
And maybe he already likes the money that it will bring in.
Yeah, or maybe it brought him some money, so he changed his mind.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Florida man. Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa.
Flips car, calls 911, escapes ambulance, and gets arrested.
Escapes an ambulance. I've never heard that in my life, escaping an ambulance.
Never knew you had to escape an ambulance, did you? Till now. A 67-year-old from Century, Florida, had no business getting behind the wheel after having a few too many, but he did, slinking into his Nissan Versa and hitting the road.
Oh, that's a tiny car.
It's a tiny little car. But he didn't get very far. Spearing off Highway 4A, he rolled his little sedan at least once, but the vehicle ultimately came to rest right side up on all four tires.
Cool.
That's a pretty good trick. The Florida man then made what was possibly one of his only decent decisions of the day, calling 911 to report the crash and likely seeking medical attention. According to the community website for North Escambia, local fire and EMS units responded to the wreck, but the Century resident was less than appreciative of the help. EMS personnel loaded the driver into the ambulance. He then reportedly became verbally abusive with the first responders at the scene. After that, the bad decisions just kept on coming. He escaped to the rear doors of the ambulance and made his way back to his damaged Nissan Versa. What? Despite the trauma of the rollover crash, the Nissan Versa started. Better yet, the Florida man was able to drive the compact sedan away from the wreck site. Authorities say he drove about 1.5 miles before arriving at his nearby home. Of course, police were not far behind. A state trooper arrested the drunk driver after he slurred his way through a refusal to take a field sobriety test. When in custody, the man blew
I'm going to say 0.21.
Shockingly low 0.16 blood alcohol concentration. I mean, it probably had been some time. Time had definitely passed.
Well, I'm just disappointed because 0.16 was the first number to cross my mind. But I'm like, Florida, escaping an ambulance.
Yeah, with that sort of behavior, I'm thinking we're well into the twos.
Puttering away in a golf cart.
A street legal golf cart.
It's got to be a little higher.
Yeah, you would think.
That's Florida.
We'll end it with this one. One more Florida story for the road. A Gainesville man was arrested for driving while impaired and hitting an occupied crane on South Main Street. At about 7:06 a.m. on June 7th, a Gainesville Police Department officer responded to a crash at the 200 block of South Main Street and found a Toyota Corolla that had crashed into a stationary crane. The Corolla was severely damaged, including a roof that had been almost entirely torn off by the impact.
I could tell you what, cranes don't move.
You're not wrong there.
Yeah, I mean, in case anybody out there didn't know, cranes don't move.
I mean, sometimes they do.
Well, but they're not going to budge.
Right. The officer noted that the driver, identified as Bowles, B-O-L-E-S, B-O-L-E-S, Bowles,
Okay.
had red, watery eyes and droopy eyelids. Post Miranda, Bowles reportedly said he had just finished his shift at the 5-Star Pizza and had been drinking at work. Don't forget, this is 7:06 in the morning. The officer reported that Bowles performed poorly on field sobriety exercises, and his breath samples provided later at the jail measured. This is a good one.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
I'm going to go with the 0.24 to be 3 times the legal limit.
0.277.
Wow. That's heavy.
That is heavy. Well over 3 times the legal limit. Bull's co-worker was reportedly following him in another vehicle and saw him hit the crane. 2 workers were in the crane's bucket about 5 stories in the air when the car hit the crane.
Terrifying.
That'd be horrible. A third worker was directing traffic and reportedly told the officer that the Corolla passed him at a high rate of speed before hitting the crane. He's been charged with, shocking, DUI with property damage.
Okay.
Yeah. 7:06 in the morning. He's blown a 277.
Well, that third shift, 5-Star Pizza shift, it's going to get you.
That is going to get you. I had a lot of Yuengling that night / morning.
It must have been a slow night.
So if he's driving at 7 in the morning, do you think the pizza place is open 24 hours?
So let's see here.
Did they close at 2 and they hung out?
We have some pizza places here. I should say one pizza place. It's open to like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Okay.
I know in college towns, these pizza places, and even like there's certain Qdobas I've been to that are open like midnight to like 7 in the morning because of the bar scene and the just the traffic that comes in for the breakfast meals. And so maybe they're open a little later, and then the cleanup and the whole shift kind of switch over. Maybe he's there till, I don't know, 6:30.
All right. Maybe. Doubt it, but maybe. I have to, speaking of Qdoba, when we were in Florida, we went to this place for breakfast one morning, and across the street was a Qdoba, and the wife looks across the street and goes, what's Qdoba? What is that place? I was like, you've never had Qdoba?
What?
And she goes, no. And I was like, well, first of all, Flex is VIP at Qdoba.
Well,
formerly VIP.
Formerly.
So, but we may need to make ourselves hungry again and go. Like it is Chipotle on crack. Like it is so good.
It's so much better. So we had a new Chipotle open up by us. We tried it. It was good. It was
not as good as Qdoba though.
It was good, but it just doesn't hit like Qdoba hits.
No, and to be fair to Chipotle, I've not been to Qdoba in a decade, but last time I was there, I fucking loved it.
Oh man.
So
and the best
good.
part, have you ever had their breakfast burritos?
No, I've only had lunch.
Oh man. So when we used to, we have one, I'd say it's about 15 minutes away, that opens at 6 or 7 a.m. and they do breakfast burritos for the first 3-ish hours of the day. But when we used to visit my friend when he went to Butler University, there was a Qdoba on Broad Ripple, which was like a big social district street in Indianapolis, suburb of Indianapolis. And the Qdoba on Broad Ripple was open. That's where I'm talking about, like the late night bar shifts. Yeah. You'd have a line out the door at fucking 3 a.m. because people just want their breakfast burritos.
Fuck yeah, they do.
And you get they put hash browns in there or like potato wedges.
Oh,
and full scrambled eggs. And then you get the choice of everything else and beans. And oh my God, it's just, you can't beat it.
I can't stand up.
So I could, with this guy with the 706, I get it. It could happen. Depending on the night. Is it a weekend? I don't know. but it could happen.
Didn't say, but okay.
Because if I had to deal with drunk idiots all night,
Sure.
maybe I'd be drinking too. I don't know.
I can't tell you how bad I want a breakfast burrito now, though.
You should probably get one. I bet your taco guy could hook you up.
Oh, not only could he has, and it's delicious.
Damn it.
We had him over for breakfast one time.
Stop it right now.
It was for my sister. The day, I don't know if you know this, my sister got married.
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
And
you got a sister?
I should have told you all of this already. I'm so sorry to tell you on air, but I have a sister. She's gotten married. And the day after her wedding, we had him over and he did breakfast burritos.
It's amazing.
It was amazing. He did like chorizo and bacon and sausage and boner.
I would have never let him leave.
It was hard to let him go. Baby, come back. You can blame it. Okay. Anyways, that's enough from us. I'm starting to sing. That's time to end the show.
That means it is time to go.
Yeah. Let's hit the real music here. Tell you all to follow us on the socials at Craft Beer Republic, at Flex Me a Beer, craftbeerrepublic.com, 805-538-BEER, 2337. I think that's all the important stuff. I hope everyone out there is staying very well hydrated.
And on that note,
good night, everybody.